What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you asked me. Make sure you check me out on the askchazzellis.com if you want to get a consultation or you want to ask a quick question. Also, for some of y'all that have been asking when I'm going to come back out with some of these live streams that I did before, how do you get recordings and things of that nature, go ahead and check me out on the askchazzellis.com. Look in the archive section and you can get some of those old live streams that came out, some of the ones you've been asking me about. So go ahead and make sure you check that out too. Also, make sure you check your boy out on Ask Chazzellis on Facebook. Get all kinds of quotes, videos that I put up that you don't see on the on this channel right here. Make sure you check that out too. Anyway, I did a video about should a guy with no kids date a single mother, and then I got a question from a lady who said, "Hey, I'm a woman with no kids. Should I date a single dad?" Well, as we all know, there's a phenomenon of women being a lot more willing to date single fathers than men seem to be to date single mothers. There's a lot of reasons for that, but one of the major reasons is generally because most dudes don't actually have full custody of their kids. Okay, that does happen. Not to say nobody does, but in most cases, most guys don't have full custody of their kids. They usually have them on weekends and summers or something like that, and breaks and things of that nature. So the level of commitment, to be honest, is a lot lower. Also, the fact that a lot of guys, especially if they have certain attributes that attract a lot of women, are more likely to settle down if they have children. Not to say everybody is, because there's some dudes with kids all over the place, of course, and they ain't settling down with anybody. But a lot of guys are a little bit more likely to settle down once they have children because it makes more sense to them and they're looking for somebody to help them when they do have their children. A lot of women are attracted to that because they're looking for a guy who has high level attributes that wants to settle down and not making them jump through a bunch of hoops and never settling down. So this is kind of why a lot of women do make it their business to seek out guys with kids, and some not necessarily seek out them, but will take a guy with kids more likely because, they want somebody who's willing to settle down right now. The whole ready-made family idea doesn't really turn them off as much, not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, the ready-made family idea doesn't turn them off as much as it does most guys. Anyway, but just like in a situation with a female, there are some things that you have to watch out for when you're dealing with a guy who has a child by somebody else, especially when you don't have kids. Okay? You could be dealing with baby mama drama, especially if you're dealing with a guy who has multiple children with multiple women. Now, normally if you're dealing with a woman with multiple children with multiple men, none of them are in the picture. Not trying to be funny, but usually none of them are in the picture, are not really in the picture. But when you're dealing with women, with a man with multiple children by multiple women, usually they're all in the picture in some way, shape, or form. They may not be bothering that dude or trying to mess up his life, but a lot of times they're in the picture and they have a say-so on what happens with their children. So that could be a problem. And since you don't have kids, you may not be used to that, may not be able to relate to them. They also may not respect you as much because you don't have kids, so they might challenge you more and come at you sideways. Also, if you're dealing with somebody who has some financial difficulties, you might actually end up in a situation where you have to pay some child support down the road. A lot of people, I'll never pay nobody's child support. But you'd be surprised what you'd be doing to have to get your dude out of jail, when y'all in a relationship and you depend on his job and stuff like that to pay your bills. You'd be surprised what you would do just because you care about the person and you've grown to care about them. You might do some things you didn't think you would do in the beginning. So that's something you want to watch out for also. Also, there's always the factor of the fact that he's going to be able to relate to his baby mamas maybe a little more when he's talking about the kids and things of that nature than he will you. And that may cause him to have more of a conversation and dialogue with them than you, and that can make you uncomfortable because you just don't have kids, so you may not be able to relate to certain things. So that's stuff that you'd have to watch out for too. You could get caught up in a whole lot of different things that you really don't necessarily understand. some attitude coming from the kids where the moms have a problem with you or whatever. And like I said, because they are usually a part of their children's life, you constantly getting that feedback, or you getting the pushback from the mom, and that's coming through the kid a lot of times. Whereas normally with dads, like I said, they don't usually see the kid as much as the mom, so the mom kind of has an opportunity to really kind of, if she wants to push the stepdad on the kids more so without necessarily getting as much pushback from the dad. And even if he does try to give pushback, it's a lot harder because of the fact that he's just not seeing them as much, so they're going to pretty much go with whatever the mom is telling them. So these are things you might have to worry about. These are problems you may run into. Also, the fact that you don't have children and you're coming in to the situation afterwards, you might even run into a situation where the family is actually on her side. His mom, his sisters, people of that nature, especially if he comes from a family that doesn't have a father in it. So that's something you have to be careful of because they might actually be, on the side of his baby mama and not on yours. So there are plenty of things that could come up when you're dating somebody with kids, especially when you don't have them. And it's very difficult because if you haven't been through that situation or been on either side of it before, it's kind of hard to understand what to do and what moves to make in that situation. So hopefully I was able to help you out. Make sure you check me out on the askchazzellisproject.com. Get that consultation if you need one. Quick question also for people looking for the archive live stream videos, you can get those on the Chaz Ellis Project also. And also make sure you check out the next live stream that's going to be coming on this Sunday. So you can look it up. Go on to askchazzellisproject.com and tell you all about it. So make sure you check that out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.